Into game here shortly. Let's go ahead, bring up the rest of the menu here. Getting into game one between Zenith Esports and that is not the right score or names currently. So give me 1 second. We are going to change it up here. Unlucky was on that side, so that I believe is RMU Eagles, and then we are going to. Yep, there it is. We have someone walk in. Hello. And now,
so it's a pretty standard start. Everyone's just going to fan out. There was no like level 1 cheese when we saw last game or last night from RMU. They collided with Columbia College down bot lane in the 2 rushes.
Oh,
and,
that was so interesting. And I'm so sad we don't see it today either because it's a very quiet early game.
Yeah, and that was like really the first actual like level 1 start that wasn't just a standard fan out, protect the invade, etc. But it was really interesting to watch. It was pretty unfortunate for Columbia College. That definitely ruined the game for them.
It was, but at the same time, you got to come back. You got to learn how to come back to some of those situations.
But yeah, so this will be pretty interesting start to the game, or a pretty lazy start to the game. There's both junglers are going to be starting topside, so that'll be fairly interesting. It'll be a little easier for Olaf, I think, to start topside.
Now, what do you think of the corrupting potions on Nautilus? Because most of the time we either see a Doran's Ring or Doran's Shield coming out.
Yeah.
He's actually going corrupting potions, which looks like he means to, try and win the lane pretty hard against Shen.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like it's also to kind of stay in lane as best as possible too. Obviously, these two are, it would be a wet noodle fight. But I mean, they could do, fairly good amount of damage to him. But they want to also think about the macro of the game as well. That RMU, if they force him to use the teleport early, then that could be pretty devastating for them. But already, Evan kind of taking a little bit of damage. Yeah. Catier's playing up in the lane pretty well. What's
interesting is actually Varus started Hail of Arrows first.
Yeah.
Not the piercing shot, which is it's actually something that we've seen happen quite a bit. And it's just, I guess, for that extra little damage, just a little bit easier. It doesn't cost as much mana either. So you get the slow to get an auto attack off as well, but it's just they're not wanting to go for that. And Nautilus taking a little bit more damage than he would like, but Shen holding his own.
Yeah, Shin just had to pop his potion, so he's already out of potions. They've got the corrupting, Nautilus still has all 3 charges of the corrupting potion, so then gets taunted up right here, but there's no one to follow up, so they're just gonna deal a little bit of damage back and forth between each other. But they've got he still has 2 charges of that corrupting potion, so he's gonna do well on sustain. So in the end, he might end up doing well in the trade of health bars. But and there's going to be a gank in the mid lane. The cocoon lands on Corki, and he's going to get knocked away. Flashes away, and the repel is just too far for him to jump under tower and finalize that kill. And Jurassic's taking some good damage from Evan in the bot lane.
Yep, it's also being fairly quiet, which is interesting. After all that, it's still, junglers really haven't made any gank attempts anywhere, and it's just. With an Olaf, obviously, that's understandable, but with an Elise, you actually lose out in power if you don't go full AP early on. And meanwhile, Chump John getting chumped on by West Coast there. A little bit of damage, but he is just going to heal up with the potions, so that's always good.
Some good damage on the Jurassic there from Shady.
And there we go. The junglers have met in the bottom lane, so Elise is looking around, but was spotted out by Olaf, so Olaf just said, no, you stay, just don't go.
Yeah, Olaf, he gets a little stronger. He has to really kind of do his first clear first before he really ganks. It's a lot more difficult for Olaf just to pull off a gank. His clear speed isn't as quickly. You saw at least, clear her jungle a bit quicker.
And also when you draft a very low crowd control comp such as this, the only lane that he could really gank to a very fair effectiveness is that topside with Nautilus, as we saw Sudsy just get kind of popped by Gillette there.
Yeah.
And actually burn flashed earlier as well, so.
Yeah, He's definitely taken a little bit of damage in the mid lane. He's going to have to be a bit more careful. And the 2 junglers are meeting top side of the mid lane as well right now. Gillette's kind of playing that side.
And there we go, Cat Ears. This is the damage that you don't want to deal with. The Void just ripping through Lulu over there. Lulu down to about, I want to say, a 5th of his HP.
Evan's getting some good damage in return down after all that, but... Yeah, that was a really good job by Cat Ears to throw some good damage down. They're going to fight over the Scuttle.
Oh, and Mordio does pick it up, but Goblin is here. He's going to possibly win this. Yep, up goes the Spider, and no one's there to save him. Mordio, you are going down. You pay for taking the Scuttle. First blood to the Olaf, exactly what he wanted.
Very good. Yeah, that was a little aggressive.
Just slightly, and wow, Sutsy actually Valkyrie into the tower, takes 2 tower shots. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Evan taking low. He tries to flash away, but has burn heal. Maliciousness is on, gets a kill in the mid lane. Corki does go down. Shady, you are still alive. And
my
he
goodness.
does. The Cathian surprise almost takes out Jurassic. Jurassic gets it. Pixie, you win this fight. Cat ears, what are you doing with no mana? Oh,
wow.
And we were talking about crazy mechanical fights. This has to be one of the most intense that we've seen so far. So earlier in the mid lane, Corki decides to Valkyrie under tower just to get some burst damage. Does not expect the exhaust. Gets exhausted, gets run down the lane, and just follows up.
That extra tower shot really hurt that. I think he would have been okay if he didn't get that tower shot, but man, wow. And that was a great job by Shady to get that little extra bit of the Q off. It was on one of the minions and shot it kind of at a weird angle. So that was pretty cool.
And then on the bot side, we saw Evan get too far up. And this is the problem. He doesn't have the range specifically like he used to on the Jhin. Kog'Maw, he's known as a very long-range ADC. That's only because of his W ability. It actually extends his auto attack range. He does not have that right now. So when he goes into auto attack, he's right in range of a Malzahar and a Jurassic with the Varus.
The big thing too, I think one reason why it really caught Jurassic off guard and kind of led to his death, besides obviously the good play from Shady, but I don't think they expected that much damage to come from the Kog'Maw passive. I mean, it took away a good chunk of their health, and it really got them low enough for just basically an auto attack and one part of the Q to finish off Jurassic from Shady. So really well played, at least, to get something in return. But you're right, Evan does need to play a bit more careful. He has to remember that this is still a kill lane. You know, it'll be a minute before he really has a ton of damage to really fight back here.
Yeah, and it's crazy to see that because it looks so good for RMU. They look like, or actually for Zenith, they were doing so well, and then they just forgot. Cathian surprise still up and available, and you know,
look at this.
That's a consequence of possibly, great job with the Void Lane to try and take out that ward. But you know, when you don't play against a champion for so long, you actually get kind of surprised at certain factors.
Yeah,
that come
that's
out.
true.
And most champions, I think the only champions that have an after-death effect are Karthus, Kog'Maw, and Sion. Those 3 are the only ones that really have an after-death zoning potential, and all of them have very good abilities during them, but it's surprising to see that damage come out. And they did pick one up, but that went to Lulu with the picks, and with the glitter shot, or glitter lance, I think that's what it is. And unfortunately, it didn't go to Evan. They tried very hard, though, still picked 1 for 1, and that's great. And again, Cat Ear says, give me that pink ward, and he gets it this time. No Elise to save it. They do call out the Olaf. He is at blue buff. And what do you think? What do you think of this? This Olaf is constantly roaming and invading into a jungle where Elise should be the one doing it.
Yeah, and they're looks like they're 4-manning bot. Elise is going to be pretty slow to come here. So if Zenith wants to fight, they should have fought then. So, but looks like Corki's going to get caught. He's in Dragon Pit.
He does have flash, so he is going to try and get away. Gillette does have to back away because of the axe. Here it comes. Teleport coming in from behind. Nautilus is catching them all. That is a stand united, though. From the backline, it's not going to be enough. This is a 2-for-1, 3-for-1 so far. Jace goes down. That's a 1-for-1 considering to him, but that is a 4-for-0. Shen tried to use stand united. I think the character that he tried to do it on actually died quickly.
Yeah, I don't think he didn't even get to come bot lane, so he's still top. What's surprising here, they didn't go for the mountain dragon, so they're gonna look like possibly try to get some damage down onto the 2 towers from bot lane to mid lane. But a little surprised that they didn't try to just turn straight onto the dragon and take an early mountain dragon. But they're gonna decide to push the waves in, let them die to tower, get that extra experience and gold lead, and then just back and come back to lanes and reset. So.
Yeah, really unfortunate. I think West Coast actually popped it onto either Kog'Maw or Lulu early on, and since they were the primary focus, there was no way for him to be able to get into this fight. He also had no teleport, so there was no extra way to get in, and he collapsed too late. The teleport from Nautilus came in so well, so quickly, and it just caught them all off guard. It was channeled proactively before the fight started.
Yeah, and West Coast, he had previously used his teleport, so he didn't have that to back it up to still end up into the fight. But you're right. Once his target is dead, Shin does not actually. If his target isn't remaining, then he does not end up at the location. So
here we go again, off on the side. Malzahar is looking where he is level 6. Has the ultimate. They want to go for this. They know Shady's only level 5. They know, oh, there it is, level 6. They know that it's a possibility, but if they catch Shady off on the side, they can easily lock down this kill. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. And they don't know where he is. So he's... Oh, no. It is baiting out. Here they come.
Oh,
He wants it. There it is. Shady. You are caught out, my friend. Gets silenced. Has to run away. Dang it. We wanted that.
Yeah,
so
I know.
bad. He was waiting there for like a minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he half-healthed them with just the minions and then the malicious vision. So, I mean, pretty close. Could have possibly gotten an ult off, but he at least got down a ton of damage. So it's going to force them to be a little more safe in the lane.
Yeah. Great job, though, to try and continuously keep them on their back foot. This is what Zenith wants. They do not want any of the... They don't want this bot lane to get rolling. Kog'Maw late game is one of the scariest ADCs out there just because of his raw damage output. Combine that with a Runin's Hurricane, there is no end to the hail of bullets.
One thing, if you look at the minimap too, you see pretty much all of bot side is warded really well by RMU. Both of the lanes in mid and bot lane are pushed up pretty well. Sudsy in mid lane has to be a little careful. He's hugging the top side a bit just because he has that ward there. But Gillette's gonna tell him to get off that ward. That's mine. So
Sudsy, Valkyrie's away. Very safe Valkyrie. Also, he did, as you notice, a lot of people like to try to go over the wall. He doesn't want to take that risk and decides to Valkyrie just backwards.
Yeah, and what you will probably see here is maybe Mordio going into mid lane to possibly try. Oh, they spotted out Olaf there, so they both know exactly where the junglers are.
Yep.
But they were thinking possibly. I was thinking maybe Mordio would make a play mid lane because Corki was pushing up so much. And then they have all the vision for the dragon to possibly get a free dragon off of that. So, but the two junglers ended up spotting each other and everyone got to play safe.
What's crazy is the Lee still has yet to really try and pull off a gank. It's been very, very quiet. That first death might have scared him, and then the second team fight in the jungle might have deterred him even further.
Yeah, really the only gank he did was at the very beginning when Corki Sudsy had to flash away from him under tower and lived with basically like 20 HP. So, but besides that, you haven't seen him gank at all. You're right. He's kind of been farming his jungle quite a bit and pretty much has been outside the action. He did die that one time against Olaf. So.
Yeah, and here we go. Olaf looking towards the bot lane. He is looking for it, but does get caught up. Goblin has to pop the Ragnarok, but Mordio is on him. Mordio decides to back off. Pretty smart there. And nothing really happened right there. Just popped the Ragnarok, had to run away, and the Ghost. He did get the Ghost. Yeah. West Coast getting locked up just a little bit, but he's safe as well.
Not the worst thing to happen. No one died, didn't have to really blow anything super crazy. So, but yeah, good job sniffing that out and catching him, trying to get rid of that control ward. So, and he's making a move top side of the mid lane. So be careful here.
And,
Flash Cocoon!
Good Flash Cocoon going all the way over, but Sudsy also has Flash, gets to run away. But that does mean Gillette has a very good advantage over Sudsy. Sudsy without a flash, again, only the Valkyrie there. That's a repeat gank if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, good reaction by Sudsy to immediately see the Flash Cocoon and get the W off to kind of get his space away from the two enemies and coming down onto him. So good job, good reaction time from Sudsy.
Here we go again.
Bot lane
Malzahar just running around, making sure to keep his eyes on the prize. He wants to lock down Shady, and wants to make sure that she can't wild growth Evan or herself.
Oh, great poke. Good job from
Evan
Jurassic.
taking extremely low.
Yeah, I think he really kind of walked at Shady just because Shady was trying to clear that ward and bot side.
And
oh,
again,
going to get caught. He doesn't have
He does
Ghost.
have Ragnarok. He's trying to run, but he has nothing else there. He is going to go down. Gillette picks up a third kill of the game so far, and that's just him getting caught out at the wrong place at the wrong time. Tried to sneak a very quick Raptors, and Mordio caught him out on the rotation.
Yeah, that was a really good job. Mordio looking to either take all this top side jungle maybe. They're pinging him out and knows pretty much where he is. So lots of pings in the mid lane.
Multiple pings. I think that has to be the fact that Jace also left the lane. And they're worried about a possible empowered shock blast coming through. Yeah,
so Gillette's just going to go ahead and take his blue buff, but they know that Elise is in the topside jungle trying to take the camps possibly, so good job by Nautilus. He pushed up his lane quite a bit and then came into the jungle, warded the Gromp to kind of try and figure out where Mordio is.
Yeah, and now it's gone back to relatively quiet, and again,
bottom tower got taken in the meantime, though.
Yeah, they did get it pushed down, so that's first tower gold over to Jurassic and Cat Ears. And the rest of Zenith Esports. And, so far they've done very well, but you have to remember almost all the kills so far have gone over to Malzahar, and that's a support. Yeah, he gets some damage, but he's still going to build, the tankiness, the sustain for his team. And whereas a lot of those kills for RMU have gone to Jace.
Yeah, and it's not the worst thing. I guess it's better than giving them to Braum or Alistar or something like that. But you're right. It's not like he's going to build full day. This is not mid lane Malzahar, so he would have much rather that been given to Varus. Good rotation from both teams. Getting a little bit of a head start on the top tower, Jurassic, but they're going to get 3-mans here in just a minute, but they're wisely back off. It was good job warding that from Cat
Ears. It was
Ears.
cleared out, so.
Yeah.
They did put 2 on the top side, and this is something that we didn't see in other games, the map rotation.
Yeah.
You never want to be caught, and this is going back all the way to Season 4.
Ooh.
Or Season 5, I should say.
2 abilities, just half health Evan.
Yeah. And it's really hard, good to point out, the map rotations back in Season 5.
Yeah.
Season 5 was the year of the fights as we kept both exhausts going down, Gillette taken extremely low, another shot, good dodge there, and, just all around good beefing it out. And here comes Gollin going all the way in. Has to Ragnarok away. Is he going to survive? I do believe he does, yeah. Nautilus did teleport in, but meanwhile on the top side, it has gone down in the top side as well. Katia is getting 1 kill. Evan, you are next on the list. There it is. Good flash. Malicious Rose is going to take it out. And there it is. Double kill over to the Malzahar. Malzahar, new support is the new carry. And West Coast carry finds actually everyone in the jungle. Gollin gets locked up, gets taken out, and here comes Elise again. Mortier taken extremely low, gets killed. Suzy, you are next on the list. Jace picking up another one. Gillette getting extremely low, but Chumjon having to flash away. No, West Coast carry follows over the wall. Here they go. Gillette having blue up, will have an empowered shot. Plus there it is. One more shot. West Coast carry picks it up for the 2 for 3.
Here comes Zed's Jurassic and Cat Ears, though.
Yeah,
good poke down.
Shot, but does not have the Chain of Corruptions to follow it up.
Yeah, so they're probably going to try and get as much damage down on this mid lane, possibly get a mid lane off of this, but good fight for RMU. Good taunt!
And here we go, West Coast again, finding everyone. Great wild growth. They're looking on Jurassic, gets exhausted. Everyone's getting exhausted and damaged. Jurassic has nothing in his back pocket to finish this, but it looks like, again, Cat Ears, 6-0-2. They are going to continue this run of Malzahar becoming the new MVP.
I mean, at this point, you might start thinking about, like, Malzahar building a slight damage. I mean, you're going to... I don't know. That's a little unfortunate that he has so many of the kills. Jurassic is 1, 2, and 7 right now. He had a chance to get these last hits, but they're kind of positioning around.
Poor Shady. He wanted to hop over the wall with the blasting cone, but he was just sitting right on the edge of the radius. Yeah. So just kind of stands there looking a little bit dumbfounded, like, wall's still behind me, guys.
The good thing, though, is at least... They're prepping the dragon really well. They've got some really good wards on the opposite side of dragon, and even killing that though, it ensures that Olaf does not have flash, but it ensures that he can't just jump over the dragon pit and contest a 50-50 smite.
Olaf honestly has never really had flash.
That's true. That's what I mean. Is he doesn't have flash in this game.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
Because you made it sound like he had.
No, yeah, but yeah, he doesn't have flash in this game, so. It's still a good thing to go back there. It makes it a little easier of a dragon if they're on the opposite side of the Baron. But Olaf has to be a bit more in danger than just jumping over the wall.
Yeah, here we go again. Setting up in the mid lane. Gillette going in, but Corky gratefully Valkyrie's back out. And it goes back to pretty much quiet right now. They're looking to posture around a dragon here. Now, dragon I don't think has been taken so far. It's still the stone dragon, and they're looking to take it.
They know they have wards on it, so
yeah, and RMU just gave it up.
Yeah, they just gave it up. You're right. That's really interesting. RMU set up really good wards to defend it off.
And while we talk about that, Gillette gets found out. There it is. Ooh. The flash ult from Malzahar picking up the kill.
Great job. Cat Ears is just going off right now. So he's doing really well. Getting a free tower off that. So that's a pretty big shift right there. You got the Mountain Dragon going down, free kill in the mid lane, and possibly 2 towers here.
And we are curious to see who would come out on top in this. And this is what I was talking about. This isn't, I want to say it is good map rotation, but it's not proactive map rotating.
Oh, good
He gets cocooned all the way up. He has to get away and does. He tries, but gets hit up by Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw picking up the kill. They are on the back foot. There goes Riptide going all the way back line. Sorry, Death Charge. And they pick up another kill. That's actually 2 for 1 so far. And they get the tower as well. A giant chain of events going down as well. Chumjon, you just dragged yourself into a very bad position. Kog'Maw firing on all cylinders here. Has to die. Nope, he does not
Ooh.
die, but does have to back off.
Yeah, Morio tried to get that flash cocoon at the very end and just barely missed it. So, good job at least from Evan to pull something out of that fight.
Yeah,
They lost a
salvaging a
lot
little
though.
bit.
Yeah, they salvaged a bit, but they still lost a lot. They lost 2 mid lane towers, a dragon, and got uneven amount of kills. But they at least got a little something back. And it, like we said before, this is going to take a little while for the Kog'Maw to get going to ramp up his power. But still, even then, Varus, it takes him a little time to also ramp up his power. But you're starting to see him really doing a lot of damage with those arrows.
Yeah, Gorky with that package right now, and this arcade skin has been like everyone's love.
Yeah, that's really
it's kind of funny. But everyone loves the pixels flying about and having a great time.
That's
But
pretty cool.
going back to those last few fights, I have to mention that it really is, I feel, pure brute forcing on the side of Zenith Esports. They are not really, I don't feel like they're really setting up. They are setting up, but not in as far as in advance as you would expect them to.
Yeah.
You'd expect them to set up even farther ahead, okay, we are fully going to go for this, but it seems like everyone's kind of reacting to the same thing. And it's great for them. Exceptionally or almost perfect reaction can be considered proactivity.
Yep.
And so, or pro action, I should say. And so that's what it feels like right now. But they don't, I feel like in their comms, they're like, all right, this just happened, let's go. And it's not fully, and it's not fully to that extent, but they're making it work.
Yeah.
12 to 10, but 4 towers to none.
That always cracks me up if I'm watching the top laners. They're literally doing almost no damage to each other, but then they just stop and farm the like what? They're literally on the opposite sides of their lane, just farming the minions, and then they go back to like barely touching each other, like just tapping each other. It's funny.
All right, here we go. Let's see if they do it again.
Yeah,
they might do it again.
Yeah, look, they're basically ignoring each other, and then they'll kind of meet.
Yeah, there it is.
Look me! Oh,
And then they go
and
back
then
to
they'll just go
farming.
farm. They'll switch complete sides and then start farming.
I think there was a funny little meme running around, or a funny little video of literally both top laners. They go both to proxy farm, and they're both just in each other's lanes, and they're just proxy farming the whole waves. It was so great, and I was just like, that's the silliest thing I think I've ever seen. Like the minions don't even make it to the towers.
Yeah. They're prepping a Baron right now. They're all positioning for it. So Chump John does not have teleport. West Coast does, and he
As
has
well
the ult
as the
up.
ultimate.
So yeah, it's pretty interesting. But it's really Zenith that's positioning for it. So I'm not sure if they're trying to bluff that Chump John has teleport or not, but
It should be
see.
on a cooldown timer, so
Yeah.
they should know it's going down. But I think it's really just to make sure that on the side of RMU, they do have a very quick tower or Baron taking with the Kog'Maw. It shreds the health bars.
Yeah, it really does. You're right. But yeah, so it's pretty well into Zenith's favor right now. They've got a fairly good gold lead at almost like 7,000 gold, just barely under.
They definitely rotated it very, very well. It's just now the problem is they're scaling, even though the gold is in their advantage, it's not on the people that they want.
You're
This
right,
is
yeah.
meaning that, they're ahead, but it's not as far ahead as the gold would allow you to think. 7-0-2 Malzahar, yes, he's doing great, but he's still going slightly defensive. We're seeing a Rylai's come out and a Leandri's possibly, but Tormenting Mask. But you have to realize he's not going to go full AP as much as he wishes. He still needs the wards. It still needs to do all that work, and so you have to think like maybe a fraction, maybe like a fifth of all that gold's going to go straight into wards, vision, protecting the rest of his team.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where the next play is going to be. I feel like if RMU wanted to make a play, it probably would have been when Chump John didn't have teleport and he was low on mana. So I feel like that they could have positioned well against Zenith at that Baron standoff for a little bit. And I feel like they could have won a team fight there. But we'll see what happens here next. They're going into the boss side jungle of RMU, though, so clearing out some wards.
And look at the deep vision that they have right now. This is amazing.
Whoa, Gillette.
Gillette looking for that fight, but man, those Riptide charges will hurt. It's insane to see, and again, this is one of the big complaints that a lot of people have, is the amount of damage tanks can do in this ELO, not in ELO, wow.
Yeah.
They can solo queue again, guys, but in this meta right now, they're still super strong.
Yeah, they're pretty strong. It was pretty interesting. He did a good amount of damage back to Chump John there on Nautilus, but yeah, that was...
You got to think, though, the transition,
Yeah.
a full combo from a full combo from
Yeah,
Jace
yeah.
compared to like one ability.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Of Nautilus is just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's like the equivalent of going into melee and doing like a shine wave across
Yeah.
the board, just like Fox's shine, and then
Yeah.
someone just does like a down A, and you're like, come on.
Here-
That's a melee
here-
joke for people that might not know what that is. By the
There you
way,
go.
this is a completely separate joke.
Um, but the dragon going over here, another free dragon basically going
And
over to
another
Zenith.
stone
so.
dragon as well.
Yeah.
A mountain drake going over to them. This just makes it more competitive for them to go for the objectives and continue playing around the map. With Stone Mountain.
Oh, Gillette gets it. That's
Yep,
good for them.
steal. But something to mention as well, the Stone Dragons, the Dragons can manipulate how you choose to play to a very large degree. So again, Wet Noodle Fight, as they're doing that, to talk about it, when they're still going at it.
It's just so
they're
funny.
both actually just eating each other's shields. Like, both of them are waiting till the shields come back up, and they're like, let's fight. Like, so here they go again. Here they go again, just constantly, back and forth.
It's literally
It's
wasting
ridiculous.
time. It's just so funny.
But going back to it, 2 Mountain Drakes means 20% extra damage, more
Yeah.
or less true damage, onto any objectives, such as tower structures, inhibitors, barons, or dragons.
Yep.
And so it's great for objective taking, and that's where it really forces people to change. Such as if you have an air drake, you want to start roaming and look for picks a lot quicker because you're gonna outrun the enemy team. So dragons can easily persuade how you decide to play the game out.
Yeah. Kiter's kind of sniffing out Mordio there. They have no wards on it, but they did see that he was in there with a good little scout from his silence. So
A silencing wall. And here they go again. Great hit on that. They really don't want to give any advantage over. They don't want to allow any sort of getaway at the same time. So
I think Chump John's really trying to draw out maybe any kind of CC. So if he has to use his ult to get into the team fight, there's not much that either Chump John would have to waste his ult and then he could teleport in or something. So that's kind of good communication there between the two.
yeah, they're looking for a West Coast carry though. He's not taking any damage. And here's the thing: he did go Nethergrass or Grass in the Undying, and I think Nautilus actually went Courage of the Colossus.
Yeah, it seems like it. So it seems like every time he auto attacks, he ends up with a shield. So I believe he went Courage of Colossus.
Yeah. And it's been super quiet as well. For the last about 5 minutes, it's really just been a battle of vision, battle of objective control.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's just pretty much just the one dragon taken, so not a whole, really no kills instead of that last mid lane fight at the tier 2. So that was pretty much the last time we saw a kill. Been probably about 5 minutes. I think you're right.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
But here it
now that I
comes.
say
There's
that.
the kill.
The
There's
caster
kill.
curse.
Yeah, there it is. Mornio goes down. He did try and walk through that field, and Malzahar actually flash ulted and just obliterated the spider off the map. And there they go. They go straight for Baron right now. They're looking for it. They might get it. Are they going to hold it off? Yes, they do. Great smite coming in. And Gillette now on the scope. They might keep going. And West Coast, they're fighting. They don't want each other to go in, but Chump John is losing in this battle right now with the healing from the abilities, just keeping Shen alive. Even the tower doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I'm surprised Chump John's even at half health. Now it's a little under half
Oh,
health.
great
but-
pull under the
good job.
tower. Try and get some more damage, but still.
Gosh.
And this is the problem. This is one of the salty moments from any player when you have a mana bar and the other person doesn't.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
such a salty moment.
That was at least a good rotation too. So Zenith ends up with Baron, which is going to be a big deal.
And didn't
then-
lose anyone for it either.
Yeah, the only thing that they lost was that first mid lane tower, but that's not that big of a deal. I would definitely trade, especially at this point in the game, almost 30 minutes, Baron
that's
buff
their
for the
first
first
tower,
mid lane
yeah.
tower. Yeah, I mean, that's not that big of a deal. So definitely a win towards Zenith here. Now let's see what they do with the Baron buff, though.
Gillette in the crosshairs. Again, arrow just barely misses. That would have been a decent chunk of damage. He does have an Edge of Night already finished, as well as a Ghost Blade and Minute. So he's going to be chunking out for so much damage.
Yeah, he's really starting to hit his spike right now. So and Corky is starting to hit the spike as well. He obviously has his Triforce, the Sork boots, and rapid fire cannon. So you're gonna start seeing a lot of damage coming out of Zenith Esports.
And
Another
it's
wet noodle
interesting to
fight.
mention, we have not yet seen a package actually be used.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
We
now
haven't
I
seen
see
it, and I think that's because we've never really seen a team fight either. So, might be something to look into later. But again, no actual uses, but great
Wow,
push here.
that tower
Beautiful
just got
setup.
destroyed. That's the 2 Mountain Dragons, and then Triforce on Corki and all
And
the
this is
damage
what we were
stuff.
talking about before. They have 2 Mountain Drakes. They can just continue shoving down the waves. This is exactly what they want to do. Goblin caught out on the side with a cocoon, but he just walks it right back out. Look at the damage. They're destroying this inhibitor at 30 minutes into the game before an inner tower has been killed just yet. RMU, their base is already broken. Here comes the teleport command. Great lockup, but wow, the spider just got popped off the roof there. And there it goes in the backline. West Coast teleported in behind. Great lockup by Malzahar, but he goes down as well. West Coast gonna lose his GA now. No, actually, that's a full-on kill. Hook goes wide. Actually, Anchor goes wide, I should say. But depth charge does hit. They do get the inhibitor, and they back out 1 for 2.
That's something that a lot of people need to learn in solo queue. You see how Cat Ears was just about to die. Do not ever die without just using your ult. Look at how much it helped in the team fight. Could you imagine if West Coast basically just killed him without him using his ult and was full health throughout that fight? That fight would have been completely different. So really good job by Cat Ears just to sit there and lock him down for a while and really kind of turn the fight. But great job by Zenith Esports to use those 2 Mountain Dragons, the Baron, and getting all those objectives and winning in those trades.
Yeah, something to mention as well. I don't think the taunt landed. West Coast fell just shy of landing the taunt, and if that taunt had landed, that would have been a dead Cat Ears. That would have been a dead Malzahar, and all of that gold that they had would have gone down the drain. But it's great to see that the kills spread is spreading out over the rest of the Zenith Esports members. Starting to see a little bit of life. 2-1 in the top side for Nautilus, 2-4 in the jungle. Obviously not so great, but still 2 kills on the Olaf. That's going to help a lot. 1-3 in the mid lane, but lots of assists to Corki. He's just going to be pumping out damage.
This is a great job by Zenith. They knew that possibly he was going to be topside. Evan on Corki, or on Kog'Maw. He just took red buff, and they saw Mordio on the bot side, and Olaf ran him off. But no one else was there, so it was just another free dragon for Zenith Esports. This one ends up an Ocean Drake, so it's going to help with a little bit of sustain. It's not going to be anything too serious, so nothing crazy going over. But the next Drake is going to be the the Elder Dragon, so which will be pretty big deal. They already have the 2 Mountain Dragons, so they'll add a bunch of extra damage to these structures.
Yeah, now, again, we have to talk about as well the very ambitious flash by Mordio. I've never seen someone do that with only 3 members around you, and it's just, he flash cocooned, got Cat Ears, but no one was able to follow up.
Yeah.
And that's why Cat Ears didn't die right away, is because the spider just got squashed on the spot. Nothing else was used except just raw damage, and that's all they needed.
It was a great job, too, by John. They're going to get this other mid-tower and possibly this inhib here. We'll see what goes down.
I think they are going to get it. Dredgeline does miss, hits a wall, though, so that's going to be a very short cooldown. Cocoon goes wide as well. They're going to take inhibitor and just back right out.
Very good job. Just walking in, taking some objectives, going straight top, going to try and get that tower as well. But you've got super minions in the bot lane, too.
Yeah, and any damage that they sustained during that initial take, it's just healed up again by the Ocean Drake, which was taken in the last about 2 minutes, I want to say.
John took literally no damage. All the shield did.
And again, they're just looking to close out this game in a very dominant fashion. They they played it amazingly well. Very strong, very forward. And there we go again. Gillette all the way out. All the shields have been used, but still getting absolutely wrecked. Cat Ears going in with the lockup, but Mordio taking extremely low. Does go down. Single target damage. Holy crap. And Lulu gets popped in the center as well. That looks like it will possibly be game. Great game from Zenith Esports.
Yeah, that was absolutely well played, especially at the end here. Looks like they're just going to kind of walk it in. There's only 3 members alive compared to the 5. But
actually, they might have to fight this out. In goes West Coast. He is taking
Evans out of mana.
No damage. Everyone's getting actually annihilated. This is the Kog'Maw that they want. They might be able to run him out of the base with the inhibitors down. But here we go. Chase keeps going. But no, they have to back away. West Coast too low. Or not too low, but they have to defend the towers.
Yeah, they're going to be able to defend these towers. But next year, they're going to have double super minions coming into the base from each wave. It's going to be very difficult to defend. Only 1 more tower remaining onto the Nexus. So if Zenith plays this correctly, they can just kind of walk it in and take it. They'll just walk in to their jungle, take their buffs. Corki's going to get blue buff. Var's going to go take their red buff, and then they'll just kind of walk it in. They'll let the takes front line it, and then they're good.
Yeah, that had to be one of the best Baron plays we've ever seen. It went from almost only the inner towers to no towers at all.
Yeah.
They ran all the the last outer towers into the inhibitor towers, into the inhibs.
Yep.
They took everything in systematic order, and RMU just had to stand and watch.
Yeah, pretty much. It was great play so far. RMU still has a leg to stand on, though. They had the one tower. Evan just hit 16, so his range is starting to increase a bit. He's going to be good. But that poke is going to hurt quite a bit, so you're going to have to do some of that back. Gillette's going to have to do some poke on this. Not on him, though. not on the Nautilus. That's not going to matter.
Stand there and it's like, did you feel that? I heard a little knock in the back there.
Yeah.
Like, did something hit my armor?
Yep, exactly.
It's just ridiculous how large he's become.
One thing to note, too, is Mordio about to get caught right here.
Yeah, Mordio goes down
Wow,
again.
good snipe.
That Malzahar just get wrecked at all, and actually they're turning over. This is a split fight. Oh, in the backline, West Coast taking everyone. Remember, the Baron is still hitting people. Jurassic gets taken out. He is going to go down, and Sudsy getting West Coast carry. This is still looking in favor of Zenith. Cat Ears, Polymorph, going to have to run away just a little bit. They are going to finish off Baron. Goblin picks that up, and meanwhile, in the base, the Nexus towers are actually going down. They are being chased all the way to the back. Teleport coming in for Chum John. They're looking to end this right away. They are being run around the map. Kog'Maw, you are caught out. Kog'Maw goes down. He is down for the count. Lulu, you are the last surviving hope, my friend. I don't think you're going to live. There it is. Inhibitor is going to spawn, but that doesn't matter. They're looking for the kill. Shady, you are caught. You are going down. Olaf picking it up. No, Sudsy gets it to clean up his KDA. A clean game from Zenith Esports.
Great job overall by Zenith.